So this piece of equipment is the Combi oven. It does multiple features as an oven. It can cook your food like a normal oven does, and then it also has the feature which is steam to make your food not only kind of drier in an oven, it also puts steam into it and then in the oven to create a more of a moist, softer food also, but it also still can brown it a little bit too. So to turn on the Combi oven, you'll use this button right up here with the line, and you'll want to press and hold it in until the screen below me lights up. So it takes a few seconds for the screen to come on. It'll just kind of have to be patient, and it tells you that it's loading. And then as soon as it comes up, I'll go through the different features. But while we're waiting for it, I'll explain what the oven does. So whenever you find the oven, hopefully this handle is in this position and it's not locked all the way down below. The main reason for that is, since you already learned that the Combi oven has a lot of steam in it to create that moist environment in the food, there's a lot of water. So we want to leave the door cracked so air can get in there and dry out the oven so it doesn't get smelly or moldy or anything. So whenever you find it or leave it, make sure the handle's in this position. So to open the door, you'll just pull it open and it comes open pretty easily. And there's a number of different shelves in the oven, so you can use whatever you need, rearrange them. And then when it's time to cook your food, you'll just want to shut the door and have your handle all the way down so that it is shut so air isn't coming out or anything. So the panel is ready, it's all loaded. So with this piece of equipment, it's one of our more complicated ones in the lab, mainly because of this touch screen. This is where people kind of struggle with it. So there are a number of different preset features on this panel, which is helpful. And there's the main buttons that are easiest is these different red and blue colored ones. So the blue one is our steam button. We have a red and a blue one, which is the steam and the heat. There's a button that's just red, and that's just the heat. And then our last button is this menu, and it's kind of like a fork. It's just for different preset features that were seen in that page. So when you hit one button, it kind of takes you to a different screen, and often this is where students get confused on oh my gosh, I don't see that home screen anymore, and it'll take you to this screen that just has those 4 different colored press buttons. So the main thing to remember is that if you know that blue button's your steam, the red and the blue one is your steam and the heat, which is your Combi button, and then the red one is just the heat button, which was just your oven feature. So just to touch one of the buttons, it's the same for all of the press buttons. It comes up with this page here that it has the temperature and the time. So depending on what product you're going to be cooking, more than likely you'll probably have to change the temperature and the time and go in there and change them. And then as soon as it's what you wanted, what it's at, you'll just hit that green, kind of the green play start button, and then it automatically starts cooking. So with the Combi oven, there's no preheating necessary. It just gets up to that temperature pretty quickly. So when your product is all done, and if you did set a timer, it kind of makes this little beeping noise, and it'll notify you when it's done. The most important thing to remember when you're opening the door of the Combi oven is that because of the steam, it gets extremely hot. So when you're opening it, you want to make sure you open it, kind of let some of the steam come out and back away, and don't be bending down here looking right in, because you could end up with a steam burn on your face, and it's happened to some people, and you don't want that to happen to you. So open it and just kind of back away really slowly, let that steam come out. And then as soon as you're able to, you can open that door all the way, and it's going to have a lot of steam coming out. So to get this rack out with your food, there is a handle that's usually just sitting right on top of the Combi oven. and it just places in these two little levers on the side of it, and it's real easy, and then it just pulls right out. So then the whole wrap comes out, and the main reason why we want to do this is for the cleaning purpose of it, just to get all the water. So when you push it back in, you want to make sure you take that handle off, or else the door is not going to shut. So for cleaning, you want to make sure that the piece of equipment's nice and cool. There is a hose that's used to clean this piece of equipment, but we're just going to wipe up the water. There's been some problems with our hose, but it is just water comes out of it just to get, and then there is a drain in the bottom of this piece of equipment. But you guys will more than likely just have to use a rag wiping up the water in the bottom of this piece of equipment, and it's just going to be hot water. You're probably not going to have a lot of food or anything to wipe up. Make sure you wipe the door down. Again, it's just going to be kind of hot steam water, making sure it's all gone. Again, make sure you wipe down the handle if it's full of batter or anything, making sure the outside of the equipment's wiped down. You can use sanitizer on the outside of it. Stainless steel polish, since it's not on the inside or anything. So when you're all done using it, to turn off the Combi oven, it's kind of back in this area where we have our touch panel, and it's just next to right where we had the on button. You'll just press and hold the off button, and it's an O, which a lot of people remember that being for off. So you'll press and hold the off button down, and then the little panel will tell you that it's shutting down. So that is our Combi oven.